Alright, now I've done this before. I'm going to do a quick vid again. I'm doing up a raised bed. I know the microphone doesn't work on here well, so I got to stay up somewhat close. We tilled the dirt yesterday. Got a really good till on it. It's completely dried out today. I'm sure that's showing that. That's when I put the hiller on to do the raised beds or hilling or whatever, or furrowing, whatever I'm going to do. Till a good, loose, deep seed bed and don't walk on it. That's rule number one. Then we put the hilling attachment on. Now I run a string line here. That's going to be my first walkway. And mainly that's so I can walk a nice straight line, because everything's going to follow that pass from there on out. Now generally I'll do this a couple different ways. If I'm going to do a bunch of raised beds, which I'm not, I'll use the row marker on my seeder to mark out all my locations, and then I can just whip up and down the garden and be done. I'm only doing one bed today. I'm going to put peas in today if the rain holds out for us. So we ran a string line. Now the width of the machine's 2 foot. I find anything less than 2 foot, even if I wasn't using a Troybilt, not to be wide enough. Now for today I'm going to use the width of a rake for the row. Just a nice round even number. Works beautifully. Generally I will go wider on some of my other beds, but the peas I'm going to just run a double row and put a trellis in the middle. Then we lay that rake down. Like if the rototiller was sitting here, I'd lay the rake from the side of the rototiller. There's my row. Then the rototiller on the other side of that, and then that's where the next pass is going to be. So walkway, bed, walkway. The walkways are being created by the hiller as it's hilling the dirt up to create a raised bed. And then when I get that done, I go back over with the rake and I level the top of it off. And just be patient. The machine, all you have to do is walk with the machine. It's not work, okay? So whether I got to make 3 or 4 more passes, big deal. It's not. I don't see that as a big deal. I want them to look nice, so I take a couple extra passes. Now when I'm done leveling off the top here with a rake, I'll run back up and down again, just to kind of make it look nice. But I like to leave a little bit of a slight edge on the very edge of the row, and that helps when it rains, kind of to keep the water in the bed itself a little bit. So that's pretty simple. Walkway, bed, walkway. Whatever width you're going to do your bed. The machine's always 2 foot wide. The hiller cuts a 2 foot swath, but I would not, even if I wasn't using the machine again, I wouldn't do anything less. But pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And also, I with a furrower. So again, if I was going to do a huge garden, I'd just throw on the row marker onto the hiller and just boom, I go to town. With the two side of the rake, I go up first. We try to pull as much of the soil on top of the bed as we can, pulling out any major clumps or rocks that may be in there as we go along. Then I flip over to the smooth side. He's letting us know he's there. Now I'm going to level the bed with this. There's a series of pushing and pulling the dirt to create a nice level seed bed. And the reason for that also is if you have a uniform height on your bed, when you go to plant, if you plant everything uniform at a uniform depth, ideally everything's going to come up at the same time. And that's the beauty when you walk out and when I plant peas or beans, and you come out and boom, there's a row within one day. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah, buddy. Like I said, you push and pull it, try to make it nice, even. See that? So if I notice a dip here, we'll work on this spot. See that, right? Rock, flip that out. Do it a few times to get used to it. I don't know. I think that's pretty easy. But you got to remember, till the dirt before you try this. Once that dirt's tilled and dried, it's lighter. It's going to fall off the hiller easier. You can see it's going to rake easy. And just for good measure, I go back up and down one more time just to make it look all pretty. Let's do that now. Right there, you've seen it. I don't think it gets much easier than that. I really don't. So you fill the deep blue seed bed. Mark, however you're going to mark it off. Figure out how you're going to mark it off. Your walkways and your rows. Put the hiller on. And when that dirt tilled and dry, hiller works beautiful. You've seen that. Then I go through and I rake off with the two side just to get all the rocks and clumps and everything out there and kind of get it knocked down and somewhat level. I pull as much onto the bed as I can. We want all as much of that dirt as we can. I'm going to take you over here in a minute so you can see. Now the rototiller, 12-inch tine diameter, so if I go halfway up, that's 6 inches. I can bury it down in a little bit, so I'm getting a good 8 inches, no problem. And then you see how that hiller hills all that dirt up, and then I pull that dirt up on there. There's at least 10 inches of loose, aerated soil for the plants to get established in very quickly. The roots travel pretty much effortlessly through this soil. And because there's more of the bed exposed, there's more air getting in there, and yes, they do dry out faster. But this is a little earlier where I'm at, and I'm going to put peas in today. I might be met with another week of rain here after this, because it's not quite time to plant here in upstate New York yet. So we've created basically drainage ditches as well. So if I do get stuck in a really, really wet period here, and I've had this before, and where the plants will stand proud now, because the water will have a place to go to. I do them because I have an attachment on the rototiller to do them. That looks pretty. I mean, it looks very nice. But there's so many practical purposes, and I've gone over that in other videos, all the practical purposes why. But that's how simple doing one is. You've seen it. Till the dirt, put the hiller on, mark your row, go up a couple times, be patient doing it. Get your rake, two side down first, get your clumps, get your rocks out, knock it down, get as much soil on the bed, then flip the rake over, and with the push-pulling action, go back and forth and get everything evened out, and then come back down to the other side and just pull the rake evenly and get a nice smooth bed. And you don't have to go back down through the rototiller like I do. I just do it because I think it gives a nice, neater appearance, but it gives me nice, clear lines to follow to lay my next bed out. And now I know where my next row starts because there's a beginning of a walkway. Come on, it don't get no simpler, people. It really don't. But I got shit to do before it rains. Peace out. Yeah, we'll come over to the bed now. It's already dried out. I forgot. It's been a few minutes. It's only been a few minutes. Already dried out. I'm going to walk right down in here. Hopefully give some better perspective of it. Well, here's the side we tilled. Spots. I can just shove my hand down in. I mean, that's got to be at least 6 inches, you know. Just beautiful sandy loam soil where I live. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Truly spoiled running a Troybilt in this dirt. And there's the bed from a closer look. And we're going to get these peas we got over here. I already sprouted some peas. Because they would sprout, but soil temperature's down low enough here where I'm at, upstate New York, that it would take them probably a couple of weeks before they did sprout. So it's really the only reason why I did plant them in the trays was just to get them pre-sprouted, get them a little ahead of the game. Well, there we go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get these in before it starts to rain, and it's definitely the air pressure's changed. So peace out.